What if I told you that two guys who are just 22 years old started a $1 billion company just 2.5 years back in India? Well, I'm talking about Zepto. Zepto has been all over the news.
Quick commerce platform Zepto raised $200 million, bringing the current valuation of the company to $1.4 billion.
Quick commerce platform Zepto has raised $665 million at a $3.6 billion valuation in a highly oversubscribed round.
From Zepto has begun active discussions with bankers including Morgan Stanley and Goldman Sachs for its upcoming IPO.
It recently even raised venture capital at a valuation of $5 billion. If you had searched the term quick commerce on either Google or YouTube just 6 months ago, you would have found hundreds of articles and videos on why the quick commerce model is unsustainable and bound to fail.
10-minute grocery delivery is a marketing gimmick.
I personally do not believe in this quick commerce, and I just think Reliance or Demand might just go on to buy one of these companies.
But Zepto shut down all of its critics and was able to capture a significant share of the market. It currently has 21% market share and is the third largest quick commerce company in India after Zomato's Blinkit and Swiggy's Instamart. In this video, we cover 3 key insights that enabled Zepto's founders Adit Palicha and Kaivalya Vohra to go from an unsustainable and loss-making quick commerce platform to becoming one of India's largest company, taking on the decade-old giants like Amazon and Flipkart, and are on track to hit 5,000 crore in sales in 2024. But before we dive into the insights that made Zepto successful in such a short time, let's first understand the quick commerce industry of India. Quick commerce started as a marketing gimmick of 10 minutes delivery to attract consumers. It has now become a 23,000 crore industry. On one side, while this looks like a logistical miracle, on the other side, as of now, it seems to be an economic nightmare with all these companies reporting hundreds of crores of losses. But stay till the end, as we'll also discuss how this model can become profitable in the Indian market. Let's take a closer look at how these companies actually make money. The most common way grocery delivery startups earn money is on the margins of each individual product. For example, let's assume that Zepto sells a coconut for 80 rupees. They earn margin on this by buying a large quantity from a distributor at a lower price. But for now, this is a very small part of their revenue, as most of the time they sell products at a discounted price to acquire new customers. Next is handling charges. It is the fee collected by the companies to organize, pack, and dispatch the items on your list. But this is not a set standard across all delivery platforms. It is something that is levied by platforms in different ways and names. For example, it is known as handling fee in Swiggy's Instamart and delivery token in BB Now. Third, delivery charges. It is one of the bigger pieces of income and is important for solving profitability. Because no matter the size of the order, company has to pay the same delivery fee to their delivery partner. But high delivery charges can also be a reason why users stop buying from the app. The key here is to find the balance between waiving delivery charges and growing profitability. We'll come back to this point on how Zepto tackled this. And the last one, product ads. It is a simple concept. If you're a retailer or a brand owner, you can pay Zepto to feature your products at the top of certain searches and categories within the app. Now that we know how these quick commerce companies earn money, let's dive into the key insights that explain Zepto's rapid growth in this competitive market. The first insight, new logistics model. Back in 2020, the concept of quick commerce didn't exist in India. The existing model of e-commerce was slow and fragmented. If you ordered basic things like groceries or packaged food online, you often had to wait 1 or 2 days for delivery. And this was because Indian companies at the time followed a model called warehousing model. You see, every e-commerce business operates with 2 main components, warehousing and delivery. In the traditional e-commerce model, companies rely on large centralized warehouses situated in strategic locations. This setup works fine for usual 3 to 4 day delivery windows, but creates significant inefficiencies for quick commerce. But why? Because with centralized warehouses, all the products are stored in a few locations far from customers. This means longer travel time, causing delays in deliveries. And we have Kirana stores at every corner of our streets. Instead of waiting for 2 to 3 days to get things like vegetables, we can simply walk and get them in less than 10 minutes. Also, managing inventory in these massive warehouses is complicated and slow. making it hard to offer real-time availability and the fast response times that is required in the grocery delivery market. This was the same problem that Adit Palicha and Kaivalya Vohra thought about during the early days of pandemic. They started helping their neighbors get the groceries. This simple idea soon grew from a few neighbors to creating a WhatsApp group and soon began to deliver groceries to the entire neighborhood. As they saw growing demand, they realized this idea had the potential to scale. Inspired by Instacart in US, they launched an app called Kirana Cart, which aimed to deliver groceries to people's homes. But soon they realized that if they want to replicate a similar business model in India, the key challenge they had to solve was time. Unlike competitors like Big Basket, who offered next day delivery, Adit and Kaivalya set out to differentiate themselves through fast delivery. They started delivering orders within an hour, and this speed really appealed with people. Within just 5 to 6 weeks of launching the app, they were processing close to 300 orders a day. They thought they would scale Kirana Cart, but they received critical feedback from customers. People told them that they are using their service just during the lockdown. Once it is lifted, they won't need them, as they can just go down and get groceries. So why wait an hour to get it from them when it took them just 10 minutes? They realized it was not the accessibility, it was speed which was important here. With this new focus, Kirana Cart rebranded to Zepto and introduced the dark store model. So what are dark stores? They are small local warehouses that hold all the items you see in Zepto app. But unlike typical grocery stores, you can't walk into a dark store to buy your groceries. These locations are designed exclusively for online orders and are only accessible to Zepto staff and delivery teams. Well, these dark stores aren't something new. In fact, the concept of these dark stores was first introduced by a company called Webvan in the US way back in 1996. The beauty of the dark store model lies in its location strategy. Zepto's dark stores are set up to 1.5 to 4 kilometers away from their customer base, meaning they can pick up your order quickly and deliver it within minutes. This proximity to customer cuts down travel time and allows Zepto to fulfill its promise of rapid delivery. At present, Zepto has over 360 dark stores across 10 cities in India, with ambitious plans to increase that number to 700 by March 2025. But here's where it gets interesting. Not every dark store is guaranteed to be a top performer. Just like many other businesses, Zepto's model follows power law, where a small percentage of dark stores might generate the majority of revenue, while others may operate at lower profit margins. However, each dark stores come with fixed operating costs like salaries, rent, and utilities, regardless of how much revenue it generates. This is where Zepto's founders have done a great job. Around 75% of Zepto's dark stores are already profitable. But how? What have they done different? Let's get into the next insight. Cracking efficiency. Now, having a dark store is one thing, but making them super efficient is where Zepto really shines. They process a higher number of orders per dark store compared to competitors, maximizing resource utilization. Take a look at this graph. It shows that Zepto is doing 5,20,000 orders per day from its 360 dark stores, which means they are doing around 1,450 orders per day from one store. Now, let's compare this with Swiggy, which is doing 6 lakh orders from 490 stores. This comes down to 1,225 orders per day from one store. And similarly, Blinkit is doing 1,380 orders per day. You might think this is a small difference, but it has a drastic effect on revenue. Let's take a look at a quick example. Assume that the average order value of all 3 stores is 300 rupees, which means Zepto is making 4,35,000 daily per store. Swiggy is making 3,67,500 and Blinkit is making 4,14,000 rupees. This focus on efficiency has helped Zepto make most of its dark stores operationally profitable. They have cracked the profitability model. Earlier, it used to take them 23 months to make one dark store profitable from the day of start. But now, it only takes them 6 months. The founding principles of Zepto have always been operational efficiency, backed by custom-built software. This is how they successfully scale their first store, and it's the same strategy they are applying for all their stores across India. The moment you place an order on the Zepto app, an operations executive inside their dark store receives two things: a list of all the items you ordered and a map to navigate themselves inside the dark store to pick up all the items in the least amount of time. It's the second part, the optimized navigation, that truly sets Zepto apart when it comes to operational efficiency. Their CTO Kaivalya Vohra says, "We have designed the process to make sure that entire order is dispatched in 60 to 90 seconds. They have achieved this efficiency by streaming their warehouse using a data-driven approach."
All of our packers basically have a handheld device, which is basically like an Android phone with a barcode scanner attached to it. And Google Maps style, we sort of navigate them through the most optimal paths. So we tell them, go here, take left, straight, go to this shelf, pick this up, scan it, put it in the bag.
Zepto uses insights from order frequencies to arrange their dark stores in the most optimal way. You'll notice that fast-moving items like fruits and vegetables are placed close to the entrance, making them super easy to grab and pack. Why? Because fruits and vegetables are not only high-demand items, but they also come with higher margins. So prioritizing them makes perfect business sense.
If there's fast moving products, maybe I put them at the exit or this or that. Heavy products should go somewhere, light products should go somewhere else.
On the other hand, things which are not frequently ordered are placed at the back, where they can be accessed when needed without slowing down the overall process. Another very important thing that Zepto did different from other quick commerce apps is hiring delivery partners who live in the same neighborhood where they deliver. This small but brilliant move allows them to make their deliveries quicker as they are already familiar with the area, knowing shortcuts and the quickest routes. They have literally thought of everything from warehouse layout to the people they hire. And this obsession with efficiency is the main reason behind Zepto's extraordinary growth. Coming to the final insight, white label products. There is only so much you can earn from selling other brand products. That's exactly why many supermarkets and retailers end up creating their own in-house brands for everyday items like rice, oil and bread. Star Bazaar, which is owned by Tata, has their own in-house brand called Febstar. Similarly, Amazon also has Amazon Basics, where they white label fast-moving products. Basically, goods that are manufactured by one company for branding and sale by another company. This gives retailers like Zepto the chance to offer exclusive items under their own brand, allowing them to increase profit margins while building a unique identity. Zepto also launched their own white label brand called Relish, which sells fresh meat. And within just 6 months, Relish has already crossed 500 crores in revenue. To put that into perspective, the well-known meat brand Licious, which has been around for 9 years, reported a revenue of 750 crores in 2023. This move helped Zepto's position in the market and in generating more revenue, giving them a competitive edge beyond just quick deliveries. Let's circle back to the key issue. Why are most of these quick commerce companies still reporting huge losses? And how can this model ever become profitable? For example, Swiggy reported a staggering loss of 2,350 crores. And Zepto reported a loss of 1,272 crores in 2023. In India, we generally make two types of grocery purchases. The first is the monthly bulk purchase, where we visit stores like D-Mart to stock up on groceries for the entire month. These trips aren't urgent, and the focus is on getting the best prices to save on overall spending. The second type is the more frequent day-to-day purchases, things like milk, curd, vegetables, or essentials that unexpectedly run out. This is where Zepto steps in, offering convenience and speed. But the challenge lies in the fact that these smaller orders don't amount to much, and your friendly neighborhood Kirana store is just minutes away. The main hurdle for quick commerce companies are high logistic costs, as they need a robust delivery infrastructure and workforce to maintain their promise of fast deliveries. They also have to manage strategically located warehouses, adding to their operational costs. The model also faces the challenge of narrow profit margins, as Indian consumers are generally unwilling to pay premium for fast delivery. On top of that, companies must hyper-localize their dark store based on regional preferences, which increases restocking and logistical expenses. However, the average order value for these companies is gradually increasing, and they are beginning to cut losses. For instance, Swiggy has managed to reduce its losses by 44%, and its revenue in the first 3 quarters of FY 2024 reached 5,476 crores with a reduced loss of 1,600 crores. One other challenge is limited target market. Currently, quick commerce primarily appeals to urban tech-savvy consumers with disposable income. If these companies want to scale and achieve long-term success, they'll need to figure out how to expand their appeal beyond their niche audience. Interestingly, quick commerce is also moving beyond just groceries. They have started offering other products like electronics, inching towards the e-commerce space as well. So, what do you think about the quick commerce business model? Is it here to stay or just a temporary trend? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Also, we were checking the stats and noticed that 91% of our viewers aren't subscribed to the channel. Please encourage us by subscribing, as subscribing is free and you can always unsubscribe later if you want. If you enjoyed watching this video, please hit the like button and share it with your friends, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye bye for now.